What's going on, folks? This is Matt with Texas Edge Home Inspections, and today what I want to talk to you about is in relation to this breaker box behind me. Come in for a closer look. So what we have here is a brand new breaker box on a new construction home. And at first glance, everything just looks great. I mean, we've got the proper AFCI protection and GFCI protection. Everything looks like it's properly labeled. Everything really looks good. But then when we come in a little bit closer here, I start to notice some issues here. Now, I see that the dryer here is on a 40 amp circuit, which kind of raises my eyebrow because they're usually on a 30. And when I look over here, I see that the AC is on a 30. My first thought was that we might have the breakers in the wrong place, which would pose a pretty big problem because that would mean that at least one of these, we have the wrong size wire going to the breaker. Let's open up the box and take a look. Okay, so now I have the box open, and honestly, everything really looks good in here. We just still have the same issue, so I'm gonna go in a little closer and take a look at these wires. But other than that, everything else in here looks good. Let's check on this one problem. Okay, so here is the breaker that was labeled for the dryer, which is 40 amp, and here's the 30 that was labeled for the AC. Now, looking at the wire sizes, they actually look correct, but I'm gonna go ahead and for example, get my gauge tester here. For this 30 amp breaker, I know we're supposed to have a 10 gauge wire, so I'm going to go ahead and test that. And that looks like it is perfect. That's a 10 gauge wire for a 30 amp breaker. And I have actually already tested the 40, so I know we're good there too. So what happened here? It's actually very simple. They put the wrong labels on the breakers. Now that's a very simple thing. It's a simple mistake to make. It's a simple thing to fix. Why is it a problem? Well, maybe you're having some AC work done. So the AC guy comes over here, turns off the breaker to the AC, not really paying a great deal of attention like I did, thinking that the AC no longer has any power to it. Goes out there and does some work on the AC, only to find out that the electrical still is hot and live. Obviously that could cause a problem. Same thing with the dryer outlet. So it's important to have these things labeled correctly so that you can know what you're turning off and turning on. Now this is very common to find in older construction, but there's really no excuse to find it in newer construction. So good thing we found this here today. We can make sure this is labeled properly and safe for the buyers whenever they move in. All right, guys. Matt with Texas Edge Home Inspections. I'm going to go finish inspecting this new construction property. Hey, give me a call because I want to inspect your next house. Bye now.